what is it that causes the least amount of harm or helps at least one other person? If you don't have that in mind, then you don't really know what to do. And there aren't rules for things like that. And people's capacity to engage with those questions is not dependent on, where they're from or how old they are or what they look like. It has to do with what's going on inside of them. The things we learn, yes, that influences the way we understand ourselves, how old we are, where we're coming from. Our life experiences influence the capacity for us to interact with things. But understanding where our actions come from and their impacts is something entirely internal. And a person's capacity to look at themselves and really understand their own conditions in this way, and then choose from a place of clarity and wisdom, is a whole process that we're not encouraged en masse to engage with. It is very countercultural to say, okay, sit down and be with how you're feeling and ask yourself where those feelings come from. And then ask, what would it be like if I had different sets of feelings or thoughts or conditions? And then try to do something about that. That would be totally unreasonable to ask someone who doesn't know how to be with themselves at all. And this is the challenge of being someone who's engaged with practices, is that you have to be able to cultivate this tremendous reserve of compassion for yourself first. That, okay, so like I have a feeling about something, my mind has made it mean something, there's a story of who I am, some things come up. And I need to slow down enough to notice all of that and then introduce spaciousness and capacity for joy, my capacity to embrace this uncertainty and openness of being alive. I have to allow that to come through me first, do that for myself first. And then I see you in your struggle and I want to just flip over the table and be like, what's wrong with you? Blah. Right? I have to have that same capacity to have as much steadiness and patience and compassion with you as I have with myself. So there's a direct correlation between our compassion for ourselves and our compassion for each other. And that doesn't happen because we make rules about how people should behave with one another. The rules don't support people behaving in a way that's ethical. We know that. People are always doing unethical things, but the law stands. Or the law is written in a way that is pretty much unethical, but it's the law. So our humanness and our humanity is something that we have to actively engage with on a regular basis. And that's what these practices are for. And our humanness, when I say that, it's not about like, that even that is laden with this idea that humans are separate from other kinds of living creatures. It's really like the living presence of the entire cosmos that's present in all living things. It's present in everything. So you're really touching into this deeper notion of what it means to be something.